Welcome to Creating a Culture of Innovation. Our main goal with this podcast is to highlight up-and-coming or growing businesses that want to show off their culture and what makes them stand out with technology. As nerds, we love tech and innovation, so seeing how other businesses are growing and making themselves stand out is exciting and honestly motivating. And if you are a successful business owner who would like to be on this program, you can fill out a guest form at cacoi.nerdsupport.com/podcast-guest and apply to come on the show. All right, let's get right to it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Creating a Culture of Innovation podcast. I'm your host, Roman Garcia, and I'm joined today by another business leader who's cultivating a culture of innovation within his business, Richard Curran. Richard is the CEO of Expo Convention Contractors. Expo is dedicated to the creation of trade shows by managing all stages of production in their design, composition, and assembly. Welcome back to the show, Richard. Glad to be talking to you again. How are you doing?
Doing great. I appreciate you having me on. It's a great platform.
All right, great. So here we are talking Expo Convention Contractors. As a media designer myself, personally, some of the stuff that I've seen you guys put out there is pretty dang awesome. So we're going to get right into that. So Richard, tell me a little bit about your business's mission statement. What does Expo do for businesses around you to help them succeed?
So our goal is to, we build environments that really let brands shine. So what we do is we try to create this whole environment where they can showcase what they do, their products, their services, their people, but we want to create an environment that fits their need exactly. So be it wild and extravagant or streamlined and contemporary, our goal is to just really nail down what that customer needs to be at their very best on the trade show floor.
Yeah, we know Expo does some pretty cool stuff. In terms of what made you guys want to start your business, what is your superhero origin story?
Oh, great question. I'm actually a second generation. My father grew up doing this as well. I mean, he started as early as 17 years old, kicking carpet on the show floor, worked his way through the ranks, through supervision positions. And as he got into more executive leadership with different companies, because he had worked for a few different companies within the industry, got to that point where the owner of the company that he was working for was going to sell off the Miami branch back in '95. He didn't want to work for anybody else at this point. So he said, let me buy it out. So that's how Expo was born in 1995. And
so was I.
During that, so on that same year, ironically, I actually enlisted in the Marine Corps. So I had committed to leaving. So after high school in 96 to 2000, I was out in the Marine Corps, and I came back. Definitely, I knew what the business was. I had worked kind of odd jobs here and there as a kid, coming to the warehouse. Actually, my first work ever, I was probably about 10 years old, and my father gave me $20 to walk around and empty waste baskets on a trade show floor. So yeah, so I literally grew up around this. And when I came back to it, I think that once I was fully ingrained in it, that's when I realized, how great it is. Because as someone who I'm somewhat of a jack of all trades, I like to learn about everything. And I'm in a unique environment where every single industry, every single trade has a trade show. So like this week we have a medical equipment. Next week we have a Comic-Con. A few weeks ago we had fashion. So every week is something different, and I get to immerse myself in that. So it's really a unique opportunity. So I fell in love with that side of it as well. But then also the planning, the execution, and the final, I should say, the execution, the show opening day is like the top of the feelings of what we get where within a project, where the ultimate relief and just the overall feeling you get when on opening day, like you completed that project, and then you got to turn around, tear it down, and then move on to the next one. So I don't know, I guess we like to say in the industry, you have to be a pretty ADD as well, because someone like myself, I can't sit on a 3-year construction project and watching paint dry.
Yeah,
I have to plan, execute all within a week. So it's So I knew very early on that this was a good fit for me in this industry. As I worked my way through, I was given a lot of opportunity. My father put a lot of trust in me, and it was great because I wanted to do a lot of things to change the company and grow it.
Mhm.
And I just kept pushing the envelope with design, with innovation, and we went from a basic pipe and drape company to now full customization, technology integration, and where we're at today, just by him allowing me to just do whatever it is I wanted to do on the creative side. So it was great to have somebody that had that much trust, so that way I could just continue to push the envelope.
Yeah, well, from some of the stuff I've seen, it's no shocker that was able to inspire you to continue that great legacy. So, going on to the next question, what are some of the things your business values most in regards to serving your clients? I know there were some big changes you got to overcome this year. So,
Yeah, and it's I think one of the things that differentiates us is that when we gain a client, a new piece of business, a client, typically they stay with us. We have a lot of legacy clients, and the reason is that whether it's the boat show, which is the biggest of the shows down in South Florida, it's when it was just at Virginia Key, the footprint was about 8 million square feet. I mean, it's an enormous event.
mhm.
So shows from that size all the way down to 50 booths into a hotel show, we treat every customer as if we were this boutique, service provider, this partner, and we cater to them from end to end, and we scale that service and we scale that treatment up and down as needed on the size of events. But I think that our relationship building with our customers and the trust they have in us, and then also we're a very nimble company. There's companies that are larger than us in this space, but to get things done, there seems to be a lot more red tape here and there, or a lot more interdepartmental things, where as a smaller company, we're able to be more nimble and really jump in and service all the needs very fast. So that's
Flexibility. Yeah.
That's something that we really like to hone in on when we create these partnerships with customers.
That's really good to hear that, especially with this past year. I'm sure you guys had a lot of hard work you guys had to go through, but glad to see that it's going well. In terms of your industry, I want to hear some of your domain expertise. What's going on right now in the event services world that you think could be done a little bit better? And what are you guys doing differently now as businesses are coming out again to sell yourself apart from your rest?
Yeah, that is something interesting, because it is an industry that's been a lot of the same for a lot of years. And I would say within this past 5 years, things have changed drastically. People are really looking at their ROI when they're going to a trade show with, for their marketing budget. So they really want to spend the money right. And that puts a lot of pressure on us. And I think that one of the things that we think that could be done better, and that we're working every day harder to do, is like that experiential customization, where we can make sure that everything they need to do while they're on that trade show, at that event, or at that corporate event, we get a lot of touch points to make that connection between them and their customers, because that's the thing with face-to-face, is like, you have to have that's how you build that customer relationship. And if you have kind of a boring, drab environment, that you're in a booth with really nothing to excite people, that actually does change the tone and the personality and the experience. But then when you really make this welcoming, environment, that's when, or just really exciting environment, or just whatever really works with the customer and the brand, if you can really nail it down, that's just going to put them above their competitors on that show floor. And that's what we're there to do, to make them shine.
I'm sorry that I was just so inspired there. I didn't know how to speak. So it seems like you guys have a pretty clear picture of where you guys are right now. But in terms of the future, what's on the agenda for Expo?
So one of the things that we've learned over this pandemic. Well, when all face-to-face events went away, we had to redefine our business in order to just stay alive. We had to take a hard look at all of our skill set, ability, what assets do we have to offer outside of what our normal frame of work is. And I really, got with my team, and we have amazing designers, we have amazing builders, we have, great project managers. So we actually got into the commercial design space, and we ended up getting a few really decent projects to work on. Because really, whether we're building it to be there for a weekend or a couple of days, or we could be building it to be there permanent, we still have the same skill set and same ability. So we began building custom furniture. We began really doing more permanent install items, and then we actually even launched our own furniture line of high-end, modern, contemporary furniture. So we actually have our own line coming out. We actually manufacture in Medellin, Colombia. Very nice stuff. It's called Infinitum USA, and that Infinitum, yes. And what we're doing is we're bringing that to our customer base on the trade show end, because that levels up a whole experience between whether if it's a sponsored area, a lounge, just a booth itself, or maybe a corporate event that just wants a really cool space done, really high end. So this is like our high end line. So those are and getting our clients to understand that leveling up to that, and really putting the best foot forward really makes them stand out more. So that's one thing in the near future that we're working on, getting our clients to really invest in those experiences. And then the other thing is actually continuing to work on the commercial design. Besides some corporate space, we also worked with restaurants. We worked with retail space. We've done a few storefronts. And then we are in the middle of working with a customer on planning out a music studio. So we're getting into a whole different sectors, but where we're utilizing a lot of our same skill set, just in a different place. And then the third thing, very exciting, because we just got our patent, or patent pending now, is we created our own product. It's actually an outdoor fencing system that is modular, modern, and toolless. So we look for that soon. Well, we actually don't even have any assets or any type of marketing materials yet, because we were waiting and make sure we would get our patents in place, because it is a product that we're manufacturing, that we're launching ourselves. So it's a very fast assembly, easy to put together, and no tools necessary, and it's attractive. So it's going to be a game changer, and it's called Mod Fence. So
Mod Fence. That sounds like a lot of the innovative like home structures that I've been seeing recently, that they're kind of like multi-purpose, and that you just like fold them and easy to put away and things like that.
Yeah.
I assume that's kind of what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, for temporary use. So if, on the commercial side, if a venue, a hotel, or even like a sports arena wants to use some outdoor space for a function, they can actually put up this fence. It can be branded, but then they can take it down and store it. On the permanent install, we are actually doing a residential version that someone will be able to order, and same functions, but the only thing is there will be a post in the ground instead of just the legs that make it stand. So, but yeah, again, going up very fast is the key. So that's a little disruptor that we're getting into as far as that. So because we're tied to the event space, and now we're tied to the design space and commercial and residential. Now we came out with our own product to kind of disrupt the market.
That's pretty cool, Richard. I just might buy a piece of furniture or two just to bring that Expo feel back at home. Awesome. Well, Richard, it was great talking to you. Seems you guys have a pretty clear picture on where you're headed. Sounds pretty exciting. But before we go, where can the audience find you? And do you possibly have anything to share with them?
Yeah, you can find us on social media at Expo CCI, #Expo CCI, #Expo CCI. on our Instagram and Facebook, and www.expocci.com is our site. And yeah, come and check us out, see what projects that we have going on. We love to show pictures. We love to show off.
For sure. All right, you heard the man. Go give him a click, and also check out his show, The Social Movement, coming out soon, Labor Day, I believe he said.
Yeah, officially it's named 4 Days to Save the World.
Okay.
So
pretty cool. So again, Richard from Expo Convention Contractors, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for creating a culture of innovation within your business. All right, we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Hey, Roman here. Thank you so much for listening to Creating a Culture of Innovation. Again, if you are a successful business owner who would like to be on this program, you could fill out a guest form at cacoi.nerdsupport.com/podcast-guest and apply to come on the show. If you got something out of this episode, give it a like and share it on social media. Or if you know someone who would be a great guest, tag them and make sure to include the hashtag Creating a Culture of Innovation. Want to learn more about us? Visit our website at nerdsupport.com or follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at nerdsupport. Thanks for listening in, and we hope you'll stop by next time.